Hello, guys. So, yeah, this is my first time live streaming. Yeah. Anyway, I figured I would live stream today. I was going to talk about how much Pelosi sucks today, but, after watching the debate, I have to, I guess, talk about it. So, um, I watched it in its entirety, and I must say it was a much better debate this time. I feel like them giving them the first 2 minutes to speak fully without being interrupted was a good thing. Though I don't know, policy-wise, if that makes much of a difference, because they both have policies that I totally disagree with. Um, you know, First of all, they went into this whole thing about, um, immigration, and I felt like, okay, we've got one party, the Democratic Party, that deported over 3 million people um, during Obama's term. And of course, Vice President Biden, he was part of that for sure. I don't think that, you know, yes, the cages were built by Obama, but, it's not like Trump decided to get rid of them right away, did he? No, it was only under pressure, real pressure from so many people, that he decided to start going in that direction. There's still lots of issues with the border, and I don't really agree with some of these policies, but anyway, I digress. There was a big moment, I guess, for Trump when he went after Biden about his son, and the emails that came out recently in the New York Post. And yeah, I know the New York Post is not like the most valid, and sometimes puts out a lot of gossip type materials, but the validity of the emails has never been disputed. And even the Bidens haven't disputed it. If it was not true, Biden, what did he say? It was Russia. But that was actually said to be false by the top director of the CIA. He said there's no proof of that Russia has anything to do with those emails. So, that's a misnomer anyway. We know that Russiagate is a BS hoax that the Democrats made up when Hillary Clinton lost. It's their way of disingenuously, I would say, trying to blame someone or something for their loss. And they've been doing it for the last 3.5 years with like Rachel Maddow and all the people at MSNBC and CNN. So anyway, this whole Russiagate needs to end. And like the emails, I would say that the validity has a lot of possibility. There's a lot of probability. And, whatever. So, we went on to the ACA. The ACA is a horrible thing that was created by Obama, which is really Romney Care. And he had both the House and the Senate and decided to go with that instead of Medicare for all. Then of course Biden said, oh, we couldn't get things done because of the Republicans. No, that's BS. They had both the Senate and the House. They could have done so much in the, that time frame that they had both of the House and the Senate and the presidency. So anyway, another BS, excuse by Biden. And then, of course, the mandate. I actually think that was a good thing that Trump did. He removed the mandate, and I had to deal with that stupid mandate for the ACA because I couldn't afford, it was in between. Like I was working, but I didn't have, I didn't have any kind of insurance, health insurance. So I could have gotten health insurance through the ACA, that I would have had to pay at least $500 a month just for myself. I couldn't afford that. And that's not including co-pays, deductibles, everything else on top of that. But at the end of the year, I sure did have to pay that tax, didn't I? And so many other people had to do the same. And it was really an unfair rule, and it infuriated so many people. So I think that was actually a good thing. I don't necessarily always give Trump credit for things because, I don't agree with most of his policies, let's be honest. But I do give him that, at least, that he did do that. Now, as far as what he's replacing the ACA with, I don't know. He hasn't really explained that. He needs something that, for me, like, it would have to be Medicare for all. I wouldn't want him replacing it with another, insurance plan that's going to just line the pockets of the pharmaceutical industry and insurance industry. But Biden coming out with, oh yeah, I'm going to give, an option, a public option. Whatever, dude. You are such, like, I can't with this guy. Like, seriously, like, the Democrats, 90% of the Democrats, and I'm not a Democrat, mind you, but 90% of the Democrats support Medicare for all. And this dude is like, nope, can't do it. Can't afford it. It's too unaffordable. And it's like, dude, it's so much more expensive for the ACA. And you're killing thousands of people every year because of it, because they can't afford insurance. And now, in a pandemic, some people lost their jobs, and that wonderful, great insurance that, both Trump and Biden think that people somehow have when they have a job. Guess what? Those people all lost those insurance when they lost their job. So what do? In the middle of a pandemic, they don't have a job, they don't have health insurance, they're losing their homes, they're losing, they're standing in lines for food. This is a huge, huge issue. And this is where I get to Pelosi, who I hate her. I seriously hate this woman. She is terrible, terrible. Oh, we can't get the deal done somehow. We can't get money into those poor people's pockets because, it's not a deal that we want yet. Okay. Why don't you talk with Republicans? Why don't you get it done? Why don't you just get it done? People don't have time for BS anymore. We need this ASAP. Get those checks in the mail. Doesn't matter if Trump, if it benefits Trump, so what? It does not matter to the people who are struggling and suffering right now. They cannot afford 4 months of waiting. Trump, he seems pretty desperate. He wants to get this deal done. It's not about, this shouldn't be playing politics with people's lives. So, and Trump did say that. He said he wants to get the deal done. He wants to get the deal done. So Pelosi just needs to swallow her whatever pride or whatever, but she won't, because she's doing this politically. And yeah, maybe Trump is doing it politically too. So what? At least the money goes out to the people that need it the most. And yes, I agree. The first bill that did go out was just like a payoff to the billionaires. Like, it didn't help people as much as it should have, but it helped a lot of people for a long time. At least they were getting, $1,200 check. They were getting, unemployment, not just regular unemployment, but they were also getting, COVID unemployment. And there's a lot of people that still desperately need that as well. Personally, I did lose my job when I was working in finance. And, it wasn't a permanent job, it was a temporary position. So they laid off all the temporary employees then. And I was one of them. And I would probably still be struggling to find a job if I didn't have a nursing degree. Just because I have a nursing degree, that means that's the only reason why, fortunately for me, I can do something else than being an EA or an administrative assistant. Most of the EAs and administrative assistants, they're probably still out of a job or struggling or trying to find work. Just now, maybe they're finding work. But I know a lot of people just were, out of luck. So, Anyway, I just feel like, this should not be an issue that's about politics. It should definitely be about getting money to the people that need it the most right now and are desperate. And our economy is really, really struggling right now. Like, yes, COVID has made a lot of things happen that, made the economy really bad in a lot of ways. But most of it is, it's not, the money's not getting to the people that would actually spend the money. A lot of the money has gone to the top 1%. The 1% is like eating up all these businesses, doing all these things because they have money obviously to buy and whatever, but the regular people in society that usually spend most of the paycheck or, their entire paycheck into the economy don't have that kind of money right now. So we do need stimulus bills to actually help the economy. It's a win-win, and it's like economics 101. So anyway, I guess the last thing I want to end with my thoughts from tonight's debate is about, Joe Biden talking about, the climate and the climate crisis once again, and stating he will not end fracking. He's not banning fracking. But he said, oh yeah, we're going to get, to non, like clean energy and all these things by 2035 or whatever. Sorry, but you plan on still doing fracking. And I'm sure you still plan on doing all of the above energy plan. Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Green New Deal. And you've already said, Biden has already stated he does not support the Green New Deal. And yet he's talking out his butt about acting like he's supporting the Green New Deal. So which one is it, Joe? Do you support the Green New Deal or don't you? I know that you don't because you support fracking. So stop lying to the people. At least give us a little bit of, something here. Like you can't have it both ways. So anyway, that's all I have for now. For me, I go green. I'm going green. I'm voting green. And I'm supporting the Green Party. And, I don't know what's going to happen in 2024. I think we need to start building now. I hope the Greens get 5% of the vote so that we can actually be on the debate stage and bring up real agenda items for the next, presidency. Have enough money to be a viable third party in this country because I'm sorry, both options to me are just not okay. I don't support either. All right, that's all I have to say for tonight, and I will sign back in tomorrow. Again, this is my first time really live streaming, so definitely leave your comments and let me know if you have any suggestions of topics to speak about. And also subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know how you're doing. And, maybe we can have a valid discussion about it. But, I'm open to all, options about how the left can really gain power in, the next few years so that, we have other options than having to vote Democrat or Republican. All right. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.